All rise.
Good morning. Please be seated. Here is a matter of City of Keene versus James Cleveland et al. If I could have council identify themselves for the record.
There's no chair, so
Charles
you have to
Bauer
stay outside.
from
No
Gallagher,
chair.
Callahan,
No,
and
stay
Gartrell.
outside and take
On
off your
behalf
hat
of
if
the
you're in
city
here,
of
but
Keene.
stay outside right now.
No chair?
Robert Beal, Gallagher, Callahan, Gartrell.
The whole courthouse.
It is, yep. Just stay outside in the
Tom
lobby.
Holland, Your Honor, here with City Attorney.
Do that now or get a deputy. Okay.
Just want to know, I support the Free Staters, that's all I
Okay.
want people to know.
Okay,
Kay Ager, Ian Freeman, and Graham Colson. And Mr. Ayer, do you want me to stand up and identify yourself?
Mr. Ayer, if you just stand and identify yourself for the record. You don't have to stand, but if you
Yeah,
want
my
to
name's
identify
Pete Ayer.
yourself for the record.
My name
Sorry?
is Pete Ayer. I'm here. I was told to be here, so I don't know why, but I'm here. Otherwise, men with guns would come after me, so I figured I'd show up.
As I've said in prior decisions in this case, we're scheduled for an evidentiary hearing on the city's request for preliminary injunctive relief. And after we have the evidentiary hearing, I will hopefully, time permitting, and if we don't, we'll schedule additional time. I'll allow both sides time to argue some of the legal issues that are pending before the court. Is the city prepared to call its first witness?
Yes. Call to stand Linda Ducereau.
right up here.
Either way.
Okay. Linda, you just raise your right hand. You solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this proceeding should be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Please be seated. For the record, please state and spell your last name.
My last name is pronounced DeRusso. It's spelled D-E-S-R-U-I-S-S-E-A-U-S.
Okay? And you go by Lynn, don't you?
Correct. My legal name is Linda.
Okay. And it's L-Y-N or N-N for the record?
My legal name is L-I-N-D-A.
I understand that.
Okay,
You go
but
by-
L-Y-N-N.
Okay. You have some water there if you need it, okay? All right? Okay, here we go. Lynn, I'm gonna call you Lynn, if I may.
Please.
Lynn, how long have you been working for the city of Keene?
13 and a half years, a little over 13 and a half years. January of 2000.
Do you live in Keene?
I do not live in the city of Keene.
Your business address is what? In the city of Keene?
The station is 400 Marlborough Street.
What's your educational background?
High school diploma and some college.
Born and raised in what area of the country?
The Lakes region. New Hampshire.
What other type of work background have you had prior to working for the city? Just generically.
Previously I worked way back retail for several years. More than several years. Probably about 20 years all told. 3 different positions before I started here.
And you've been working for the city for about 13 years, and what do you do for the city? What capacity?
I worked in the parking department as an enforcement officer.
And what are your duties and responsibilities, Lynn, over the last 13 years?
Basically patrolling the area for any violations in parking, try to keep things from getting confusing, that type of stuff.
What's the geographical area that you cover? For
The
work.
city limits.
I have a map here. This is a map of the city in terms of the parking enforcement, if I may use that, Judge.
Certainly.
So, just with your finger, if you would, just show for the court, the all.
Okay, Meyer, if you need to stand to see anything, you're certainly free to move around so you can see this.
Just the metered parking is in green,
Right, this area.
okay, just indicating with your finger on the map. And this is the downtown parking map for the record. And then there's some unmetered 2-hour parking as well, and there's that.
We're up here, Washington Court Street, right here on Summer.
Okay with it here?
Yes.
Okay.
Ma'am, if you just try to
Speak
raise
up
your
a
voice.
little, okay.
I can hear you, but I'm concerned that the parties in council may not be able to hear you.
Roxbury Street and also Railroad Street.
Okay, just for the judge's sake, point where we are right now.
Here on Winter Street.
Okay, so we're right here in the courthouse, and the square, the downtown square is where? Right in the middle. So essentially, you're a perimeter.
This area right here for me to patrol, anything else is just other violations.
Okay. Your Honor, I just marked that as plaintiff 1.
Any objection? No objection. Plaintiff 1 is a full exhibit.
May I proceed, or should I wait?
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, then, so you've been, how do you get around in terms of checking the meters and interacting with the public, that sort of thing? Do you do it on foot, do you do it on bicycle, how do you get around?
Foot, it's usually on foot, we don't use bicycles or any other segways or anything.
Are there any motor vehicles that you ever use?
Yes, we do.
Describe that to the judge, please.
We have 2 vehicles that we use, they're Ford Transit, they're a type of vehicle that we can use to move things such as meters and equipment, different things you need, we have room to put stuff in there.
About how many miles do you cover every day?
People ask me that all the time. I assume you mean on foot.
Yes.
A long time ago, somebody told me it was probably between 4 and 6 miles.
Okay. And are you in pretty good shape because of that?
Yeah, that's one of the best things, the outdoors and the exercise.
Do you like your job?
I
Or-
do.
You've been working for 13 years. Do you consider this do you work full-time, part-time?
Full-time.
And approximately what are the hours?
I worked Monday through Friday now, 7:30 to 3:30. That's been different over the years, but currently that's what I do.
Okay. And are you an hourly employee?
Yes,
And what do you make per hour?
$20.
And are you also a union employee?
Yes.
You remember which union?
EAFT.
How long have you been a member of the union?
Since 2006.
So as an employee for the city of Keene, you have a contractual relationship with the city of Keene to do your job and you get paid, right? And you're also a union employee.
That's
You have
correct.
certain benefits and rights there.
Correct.
What other benefits and rights do you get from the city of Keene besides getting paid for doing your job properly?
As far as like medical benefits?
Your Honor, objection relevance.
Establishing the employment relationship, Judge.
Wait, there is an employment relationship, it's already been testified to. If we had been asked, I would have acknowledged the employment relationship. I don't see what the benefit she receives or doesn't receive have to do with any of the disputed issues in this case.
It's relevant to the claim that we're asking this court to issue an order to have people moved back 30 feet from her while she does her job, and the sense that of her job being restricted, limited, or impaired.
How do the benefits that she receives from her employment relationship bear on that question?
It bears in that this is a career job for her. It's a significant economic interest that she has in her job. It's not just $20 a day, or $20 an hour, Judge. It's significant.
Your Honor, the argument that from a constitutional or statutory perspective, that her rights are any more, any less, because the amount of pay she receives and the amount of benefits she receives is nonsensical. It wouldn't matter here if she was a minimum wage worker or if she makes $100,000 a year. Certainly for her benefits, do not mean the idea that there's some connection between how many feet somebody has to stay away from some employee.
The objection sustained, as to, I think we established there's an employment relationship, and the pay that she receives, but in terms of that it's by contract, but I think in terms of the benefits or other, I don't see the relevancy of that objection sustained.
Lynn, other than work, and you work a 40-hour, do you work overtime?
No.
Okay. Other than 40 hours a week, what do you do in your leisure time in order to unwind after work?
No objection, relevance.
Your Honor, this is interference with employment relationship and the impact or the damage to various 3 employees that has been sustained. I need to establish what damages, what impact it has had in terms of their work life as well as their non-work life. It is relevant.
Your Honor, this is a preliminary injunction hearing, it's not a damages hearing. It's an issue at this point, it's a request for injunctive relief. But even if the extent damages are pertinent, I don't see what she does in her personal life has to do with, again, and we're talking about certain fundamental rights here. And it's not going to depend upon what the employee's personal interests are or what her job benefits are.
Judge, we're talking about personal rights, and we're talking about Lynn's personal rights. We're going to be talking about Alan's personal rights. We're going to be talking about Jane's personal rights and the impact that their job has on each of them. Each of us takes our jobs home. We all, I mean, you can take judicial recognition of that. So the impact that the defendant's conduct has had since December of 2012 on this woman is relevant to this proceeding.
Your Honor, if I can, again, I don't want to, the court's been generous to me time, but this is an issue of more fundamental importance than just this particular line of question. Their personal rights don't exist just because a lawyer says personal rights. There has to be some legal basis for those rights. If those rights are not based on law, they're not relevant in this proceeding. And there is no, inasmuch as there are legal rights, they have to be based either upon statute, upon ordinance, or upon the Constitution, not upon counsel's statement. There is no, this is not a, personal rights are not a legal category that we're dealing with in this case. It's an attempt by Attorney Bauer to garner the court's sympathy, but it has no relevance to the legal issues in this case. This is not a case of overall balancing subjective equitable considerations. This is a case of the law and the application of legal rights and constitutional rights.
Response briefly, Your Honor. I don't want to debate this at this point in time. What I'd like to do is put the evidence on, and then we can debate it in terms of moving forward. We've got a number of
I'm going to allow the testimony.
Thank you. Just for the record, this is a balancing of equities.
Does that mean when my clients go up there, I ask them what their personal activities are?
Sure, you can do that, John.
Okay, we'll take a one witness, one question at a time. I'm gonna allow this inquiry in the context of the hearing.
All right. Come on back. Where we are. Just trying to get you back focused now. So you're working. You work 40 hours a week. What do you do in your off time when you go home from work? How do you relax? What do you like to do?
When I get home, it's noisy down here in Keene. It's, a lot going on, everything. I just like to go home and be quiet. I have gardens I take care of. I read a lot. I have 2 dogs to care for. Pretty simple. That's about it.
Hobbies?
Not really.
Now, prior to December of 2012, which is when the activities began that bring us to this court, describe your interactions with the citizens, with out-of-state people in your position as parking enforcement officer.
Just a typical day.
Yeah. It's pretty much the same day to day before that. I mean, you occasionally get people that were upset, but you had the opportunity to talk to them and discuss it. I would say that if that happened, it was probably on a scale maybe once a week, or maybe not at all in a week. It was very random and not a lot. So sometimes it could be very tedious because your job is walking a lot and covering the same area, so. So, in general, before December of this year, have you been happy with your job? Oh, yeah. Have your interactions with do you have interactions with merchants on a regular basis? Oh, sure, yeah. Do you have interactions with out-of-staters on a regular basis? Oh, yeah, yeah. I have a job description that's attached to the petition, Your Honor. And there's a number of duties and responsibilities